Why aren't you doing what you know you should do? We actually know what we need to do to get to where we want to be, but for some reason, we just don't do it. It typically is, they think willpower does everything, and so they try to effort themselves through something and don't give themselves the ability to create a habit. So the impact is that they tend to quit. They tend to not achieve or get to where they want to go because they stop doing what they know is important to do every day. So to help people understand that they know what to do, so I'll just pick something. Let's talk about sales. We should talk to people. We probably should talk to people every single day, and we should come up with a plan that encourages us to do that. So part of what I help an individual put together is, first of all, what is the habit? Maybe I need to call 10 people. And then it's how to give yourself a command every day and follow it. It sounds very regimented, but it's really very simple. It's simple, but yet we don't do it and give ourselves a command because we don't follow orders all the time. So I always talk about, okay, if I want to release some weight, and we talk about release because if you lose something, you find it. So if I want to release some weight, I should not hang out at the Krispy Kreme donut store that's sitting at the entrance of my subdivision. So how do I not do that? Well, maybe I go out a different way. Maybe I choose to not park my car in front and have a different destination. So it's small things like that. It's identifying if this is the habit that I want to do. And it probably helps to understand some of the habits, and it's easy to talk about sales. Sales is a really easy one to talk about. First of all, they identify. You'll identify what you need to do to go from where you are to where you want to get to. So let's say I want to increase my income. And just pick a dollar amount. A dollar amount, it doesn't really matter, but I want to do better in sales. So to do better in sales, I need to come up with a plan with, well, where do I find people? Then how do I talk to them? How do I contact them? And how do I have a sales conversation and close a sale? There's usually 4 to 6 critical areas that will drive our business going forward. Well, then we pick one. Because the challenge is they try to do everything. And when we try to do everything, it's like keeping 5 spinning plates in the air and running from one to the other. And so the challenge is it doesn't make sense to them to only do one. And we do one until it becomes true. One habit. I want to get up every day. Between 9 and 10, I'm going to do 10 contacts that I pre-planned the day before. So that's a command. I block out the time, and then you have to do the things that make the space for it. Block out the time, know what you're going to do, and focus on that one task until it's done. It's as simple as that. We just don't do it. So some of the ways that I can help with that, because it seems a little bit overwhelming, is there is some self-reflection that goes on, but it all starts with you usually know what are good daily practices in the role that you're in. You know what those are. So let's find one that's going to make the biggest impact immediately to where you want to get to. So we're going to narrow it down. For example, if we're using sales, it is that on average, it is how many people do I contact a day? Let's work on that one goal. I'm going to give you some tools and techniques that actually will encourage you each and every day to knock it off and complete it and be done by morning. So if you get stuck in this, you start doubting your capabilities and you start trash talking to yourself in your head, which causes more anxiety about not being successful, and you just can't pull yourself out of that loop. The impact is pretty significant, is that you either are going to go out of business or see a significant drop in your income, and then you're on the hamster wheel. It is, how do I fix this? How do I fix this problem that I've created? But it's like you can't, when you're in the pickle jar, you can only see the pickle jar. And you're trying to identify a way to get out, but you can't see the forest through the trees. You just need some help. It's once you look at it differently and have those tools and techniques that it's simple, it's not easy. You only climb a mountain one step at a time when you really think about it. And what I encourage everyone to think about is not where you're going to, because then if you think I'm climbing, a mountain and I'm going up 5 miles, you're going to tire yourself out. But when we're thinking from where we want to be and looking back, it's so much easier. It can be immediate. So one of the things that people like to know is that it's not going to take 12 months. If let's use the Krispy Kreme, because it's a hard time to listen about money. We have a hard time hearing things around money, but we have an easier time hearing about health or weight loss. I don't understand why, but it's true. So if I truly want to release some weight, and I identify in those habits that I'm probably eating way too much sugar, it's easy to identify. You can have almost immediate results by cutting out sugar. It's that simple. And so in the business context, is having money solve problems? The answer is yes. Does sales solve money problems? Yes. So increasing sales solves your money problem. So let's look at that in the very beginning, which is if we can solve some of immediate needs for getting income in, we work on a 90-day plan to cover the immediate need so that you see the benefit of working on the process. What we found is that I have a big goal. I have a really big goal. And I'm starting and I'm running the race and it's a marathon and I don't understand how I'm going to get to the end. So you have to create bite-sized ways to get there and small action steps. And what I found is that sometimes people go, Ellen, I just need $10,000 in the bank, compared to I want to earn $1 million. It's a big difference. So why aren't we paying attention to that immediate need? Better to come back, pay attention to that immediate need, see some immediate impact, get the $10,000 in the bank, and then you go, oh, this is how it works. This is how it works. If I can get 10,000 in the bank, I can do the $1 million. Make the decision. Pick a really big goal that you have no idea how you're going to get to, and make it accountable. Who are you going to hurt? And you notice I said who. Who gets hurt if you don't achieve that goal?